Alrighty guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another video on Modern Warships. I'm the Unknown. And something that has come to my attention is how utterly biased tournament judges are. So, let me give you guys an example of what I'm talking about, right? So, yesterday I was in a tournament match and we lost this round. We were second place overall in the standings of this 3v3 tournament, but we lost over one simple thing. But first off, I just want to show you guys what the match looked like. It was against a Chinese team, which, as you guys know, Chinese teams are allowed to use VPNs, which, like VPN is just basically a form of cheating, the way I've seen it, because when you use a VPN, it's very obvious because you'll hit someone and it takes them a second to, take the damage. Whereas they hit you and you instantly take the damage, which instantly is a tactical disadvantage for you because, sometimes in that case, that 2-second difference of damage actually makes a huge difference and it can determine which team wins and loses. Number one. Number two, the Chinese teams, I feel like they should have a league of their own. I don't think they should participate with people who can't use VPNs because obviously it's an unfair advantage. That's just my opinion. I would love to hear any other tournament players' opinions in the comments below. But yeah, so that was round one. Now, round number two, this is where it gets tricky. So we actually won this match. And as you can see, I was the MVP. I got 2 kills out of the 3. But unfortunately, I used a banned item. Now, that banned item in question was the S97 Raider on my Ushakov, right? So my Ushakov had a full dollar and gold build on it, but when I was switching the equipment around, I had the S97 Raider equipped, which is a banned item. It's a hero item. However, one thing I want to note is during this match, I never launched the helicopter once. The judges are perfectly aware that I never launched my helicopter, right? So, realistically, there was no advantage because what advantage does a tier 2 helicopter have over a tier 3 helicopter? There is 0 advantage over it. However, I understand, yes, it is a banned item. However, the judges, I feel like, should have been more reasonable, right? It's a common mistake. I was switching equipment around. I forgot to switch the helicopter. I didn't even use the helicopter. They should have gave us a rematch. They should have, heard us out and, gave us a rematch because, again, it's one thing if I actually used the helicopter to spot and all that, but I didn't. I didn't launch the helicopter once, and the judges were aware of this. The judges didn't even care to hear us out, and they instantly gave the Chinese team the win. Now, does this prove that, all judges are biased? Absolutely not. Not all judges are biased. However, I think in this case, I think there was a lot of bias going on, which is not okay. A judge should not be biased. See, if it was me, right? If I was a judge, I would have been like, hey, Unknown, like, hey, you used a banned helicopter. It's clearly stated in the rules that you cannot use hero items, but I did watch you and you didn't even launch your helicopter. Therefore, there really was no advantage to winning in this match. So, considering you used a banned item, we're not going to count it as a win. We're going to give you guys a rematch, but just make sure you use the proper items next time. And that's how a judge should be. They shouldn't just immediately jump to conclusions and give the other team a win. I feel like it is their duty to hear somebody out and hear what happened, right? Now, that's my experience. We ended up losing this tournament and being completely eliminated, right? Completely eliminated, taken out of the tournament because of this. We didn't even get a chance to, decrease our spots in the standings like everybody else. Other people used banned equipment, and they're still in the tournament, from what I see. We didn't get that opportunity. We didn't get that chance. So that just proves right there from that standpoint that these judges are insanely biased. So, with that said, developers, if you're watching this, you need to take a look at your judges. For real. A judge should never jump to conclusions or take sides. It's not okay, honestly. It really isn't. You shouldn't favor one side. So that's just my piece on what I think should happen in tournaments and stuff. It just proves that there is some sort of rigging going on in certain tournaments. Not all tournaments are like that. Not all judges are like that. But I have seen my fair share of biased tournament judges and biased staff. And I think it's not okay. It is not okay one bit. Anyways, that's all I really had to say for this video. I want to hear you guys' opinions in the comments, especially the ones who actively participate in tournaments. Like me, I came out of retirement. I did not play tournaments for quite some time, but I'm kind of getting back into it. So honestly, I could care less if I lose because I'm already legendary. I don't need more tournament wins. I do this for fun. But at the end of the day, like, it still sucks that they didn't even hear us out. Like, we should have still gotten the courtesy of a rematch. But yeah, let me know y'all's opinions in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.